Hello everyone, I am Shuputra Pancha, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, BLDS VP Dr. PG Halkatti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypur. So in the last class, I have discussed something about hashes, that is HMAC, hashed message authentication code, how to compute hashMAC and the uses of hashMAC. So the very important uses of hashMAC, that is something like authentication, message integrity, data corruption detection. So some of the uses we have discussed. So now in this class, uh, we'll discuss one of the very important application of such hash uses, that is such hashed message authentication code. So that one of the application is online bids. You might be aware of online bids. So how exactly this online bids works? So in many of the online portals, online shopping malls, say for example Amazon, Flipkart, and all, say they may also give online bids for many of the users. Say for example, there will be thousands of users, there will be lakhs of users who is going to bid for a particular product online. Say for example, assume that we will be considering one example as uh, there are 10 users, say for example A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, something like 10 users. So what each user is going to be bid before going to reveal the product price. So before going to reveal the product price, uh, such users are going to bid for his own price, and maybe that particular online shopping portal will give a uh, basic bid price, that is based on that basic bid price. So all such users, all thousands of users or lakhs of users will bid with their own price. Say for example, if a particular online portal gives the uh, online bid price for a particular product as, say for example, 100 rupees. So in our own example, so now based on that 100 rupees, so the first user bids 110, second user 120, like that. So he may give, but what each user bids the value, that will be not knowing to other users, because that online portal is going to be reveal the price of the bid only when all the users bids their prices. So here what happens, what problem occurs in this is, so if online users bids their prices, maybe maybe some corruption occurs in this, that is online corruption. That is in the form of, say there are three users, A, B, and C. A bids with the value of 110, B bids with the value of 120. Now for the user C, C may be revealing how much value that A and B has bid their values. That is, uh, A the value A bids with the value 110, B bids with the value 120, and C knows how much A and B bids their values. So now what she does here, she bids with the value 121 rupees. So it's because in this, before going to reveal the price of that particular product by the online portal, some of the users may get to know that the online bid values for other users. Then depending on that, like C here, so C will bid their value with 121. In that case, definitely after revealing the price of that particular product, definitely C is going to get that product with a value 121 rupees. So that is what we can call it as a online bids. So such things should not happen. So for such cases, what we need to use is HVAC, that is hashed message authentication. So here there is some examples they are given in other format, that what I explained, that's a normal example. Here you can see this. Suppose Alice, Bob, and Charlie are bidders. Alice plans to bid A, Bob B, and Charlie. Their code words given as the A, B, and C. They don't trust that bids will stay secret. They don't trust that bids will stay secret. A, B, and C. Possible solution. So with this, there is no detailed explanation here. They don't trust that bids will stay secret in the sense A bids with the value 100, B with the value 120, and what C can do is, so C knows both A and B, so C definitely bids with the value 121. So if it is not hashed, so in such cases, in even if it is online also, that online bids values may be revealed before the product price launched. So that's what, for such a problem, the possible solution is, what we have to go for is hashes. Alice, Bob, Charlie submit hashes, that is H of A, H of B, H of C, all hashes received and posted online. So before going to bid, if it is hashed, then there is no such problem occurs, because such values cannot be revealed to, say for example, A's bid value cannot be revealed to B, B's bid value cannot be revealed to C, like that C's bid value cannot be revealed to D, and so on. So in such case, so any user can bid their value very freely if it is uses hashes. All hashes received and posted online. Then bids A, B, and C submitted, and finally that particular online portal revealed the price, and any one of A, B, C get the product with their bid value. Hashes don't reveal bids. That is what I can say is one. Can't change bid after hash sent. This is what, how this hash is powerful in case of online bids. So this is something about online bids. Now one more application, maybe one more application for that hash itself is hashing for spam reduction. You know already what is spam reduction. I think you might have know, in your email there will be many spam emails received, which is actually not useful to you. So in such case, right, before receiving itself, there is a possibility that such spam mails are going to be reduced, so that which are not useful to the users. So how these spam emails are reduced, that is again with the help of hashing. Spam reduction: before accept email, want proof that sender had to work to create email. Here work equal to, so how the spam emails are created, so that is in the form of what, CPU cycles. Goal is to limit the amount of email that can be sent. So before sending itself, such emails can be reduced, such spam emails can be reduced, so that such emails cannot go with the inbox of any of the user. So this approach will not eliminate spam, instead make spam more costly to send. Spam reduction: so how this spam reduction is done? Let m equal to complete email message. So what email message is going to be sent by a particular user. Then r equal to value to be determined. T is current time. Depending on the time, sender must determine r, so that h of m comma r comma t. T is a time here. So that particular sender is going to be calculate this r here. So which is equal to something else. Initial zero values will put n number of zeros with the message called as x, that is initial n bits of hash value are all zeros. Sender then sends m comma r comma t. Recipient accepts email provided that h of mrt begins with n0. If this is the case, then such mails are going to be reduced. So it only reduces spam, but it will not reduce all spam emails. Sender h of mrt begins with n zeros. Recipient verifies that h of mrt begins with n zeros, then such mails can be removed. Work for sender: on average 2 raised to n hashes. Here the possibility is that what the sender has to do here is So he has to calculate an average of 2 raised to n hashes. Work for recipient always only one hash for reducing such spams. Sender's work increases exponentially in n. Small work for recipient regardless of n. So here that is what before receiving sender itself has to reduce the spam. Here there is more work of sender compared to receiver. That's what work for sender is on average of 2 raised to n hashes. Work for recipient always one hash. Use n so that work acceptable for normal amounts of email. Work is too high for spammers. So in the next class, we'll be discussing about secret sharing. Thank you.